world? My name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. So it's that time of that day again, where we're talking WandaVision for the last time until we get season 2. Hopefully we get season 2. And it's time to stop and rank all 9 episodes, which is going to be the most emotional ranking, because I know a bunch of people absolutely love this show. So, without further ado, let's get started with the ranking. Alright, now, episode 2 of WandaVision. Now, just to be clear, I like all these episodes. I would either give a B+ or an A. That's really how I would do it. And don't touch that dial, I think is a good episode. I really do. I think the humor works so well, especially with Vision, when he hears something and then goes back to bed so scared. It's so funny. Like, it gives you more hints than what the first episode gave us. Especially with, the helicopter being color. The bee guy. It gives us more hints. But the thing is, I just think the plotline about the talent show just did not really make sense to me. I didn't really like that, but overall, it's still a good episode, and I still enjoy it. Alright, now, breaking the fourth wall for me was an episode that I honestly thought had good potential, because you're going into the 2000s decade, and you're really doing all of these great things, and honestly, a lot of people said that this episode was a lot like The Office. I did not know that, because I did not know The Office was a sitcom. So it was actually kind of cool to see a Office sort of thing, except it kind of really wasn't, because I haven't seen The Office at all. No episodes whatsoever. So, I did like the episode. I thought that the little relationship between Darcy and Vision, I thought actually really worked really well. It's just the whole comedy and stuff. The characters talking to the camera doesn't really work for me. And the humor didn't really work for me as much as either. So for me, it's kind of a disappointment, but I still enjoy it, because it gives us a little bit more hints to some stuff, and it gives us more questions than answers. But I still enjoy it. Alright, now this was one that I would honestly say that this is the one I actually have the most fun with, because you're in the 90s, alright? And 90s is technically supposed to be like the funnest year, the funnest decade of all time, as basically our favorite comic book characters are being transformed into their comic book character versions, where Wanda is wearing her Scarlet Witch comic book costume, and then you have Vision wearing his comic book costume, Evan Peters wearing his comic book costume as Quicksilver, and then you have the kids wearing their Wiccan and Speed costumes. It's a lot of fun to see that. The hints are really cool. The thing that Wanda does at the end, where she expands the hex and basically has all of Westview under her mind control. That is crazy. There's a lot of crazy things that happen in the episode, but it's kind of disappointing. It's not as good as episode 5, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, but it was just disappointing a little bit. It had a lot of great potential with bringing Evan Peters into it. I thought Evan Peters was having in this episode was so fun and so good, as he was in the X-Men movies. He's probably not the best parent influence, but I still enjoyed this episode, and I still had a lot of fun with it. Alright, now, this episode worked so well for me, even though it's at number 6. I honestly just had a lot of great memories. Well, not memories. I really enjoyed seeing Wanda's past. How did she get her powers? And what she's capable of. What is she worth more? And I think that her, it makes her character a little bit more interesting. And like, as we dive deep into different scenes from her, having her parents killed, her getting her powers from the Mind Stone, her exploring like Vision's zero losses, and then Wanda creating the hex of how it is. It does a lot of answers. I think it does some great stuff with that. She deserves, I believe, episodes 9 and 6, episodes 9 and 8, I believe she deserves an Emmy award, because she is phenomenal. She plays a phenomenal actor. She knows how to cry. She knows how to do all that stuff. I love that. Where it just disappoints me because we don't really pay attention to any of the other characters like Monica and Darcy and Vision. We don't pay attention to any of those other characters, and I kind of wish we did in this episode, but we didn't. But that's how it is. So now let's move on to the next episode of my ranking. Now this is the big episode that everybody has been wanting, where it has some big action sequences, big emotional moments, and some teases for some future shows and films. It does a lot of great stuff with the action sequences with Vision, with fake Vision and white Vision. It does a lot of great stuff with that, as well as Wanda trying to be the new Scarlet Witch, discovering her powers. I think that's kind of enjoyable to see. And like the way it's very brutal at times when her hands are starting to get dark and like her powers are being drained from her. It's so creepy. Like so harsh. So this episode did a lot of stuff, and then of course when Wanda closes the hex, it has some emotional pavement with it. So I really like this episode. And yeah. So just to let you know, every episode up to this point in time, I absolutely love. I actually give an A. So that is my thing. So yeah, I actually gave the series finale a B+. I know. Now, honestly, I know some people wouldn't probably give this an A, but I honestly did. And I personally loved Filmed Before a Live Audience. I just thought it was a great introduction to what this show became. And when Marvel said that this was something new and different, they meant it. Because it is something new and different, where it doesn't go from big action skeptical or big CGI skeptical. No, they really went full sitcom with this episode, as well as the second episode, and they made it work. The characters were interesting, especially with Agnes, and other characters, and it's like, you kind of got a little bit of hints, but you didn't get much, and there was a lot of funny moments, and you connected with the plot a little bit, and for me, the plot in this episode really worked. So, for me, this is a classic of the episodes so far. Alright, now in color is probably one of my favorite episodes of this entire series. It just does something so funny. I love the 70s aesthetic. It really does look like a 70s sitcom. There's a lot of stuff I did like in this episode, especially with Wanda giving birth. And I also like how we had the stork, which it was weird because we never actually seen many other animals inside of the MCU other than, in Black Panther when we saw rhinos. But it was cool to see another type of animal in the MCU other than just rhinos. And hopefully we get more like tigers and lions and stuff like that. Hopefully we do. But the way Wanda was giving birth, it was just so funny. It was funny, and it gave us a little hint of what was going outside of the hex. So that's my thoughts on episode 3. Episode 3 of Now in Color. Now, this was the episode that I honestly loved. Not only does it give a character arc to Monica, where it gives her a little arc of, you know, her wishing that she could bring her mom back. It goes all the way to episode 9. I think this episode really works. I just love the stuff that they're doing behind what is going on behind the sitcom world. I just love that. And there's just a lot of stuff I liked. So, granted, I can't really think of many major things right at this moment, but just the stuff that we learned is just great. So I love it. Now this is the episode where I feel like it all ties together very well. We know what's happening. We know where this is going. There's a lot of emotional scenes. There's scenes where you're like, oh, come on, talk about it. Let's go. We're doing this. And it's like Vision and Wanda start floating, and it's like, oh my god, are they gonna show down? Are they gonna fight? What's going on? Oh no. It's like you have those cheering moments, and it's like you root for the characters, and it's like there's really shocking moments. You care about the dog. There's just a lot of absolute great moments in this episode where you cheer for the characters. You start to feel the emotional pavements, and it's so good. So I love On a Very Special Episode. So that's why it's my favorite episode of WandaVision season 1 so far. Well, there'll probably be a season 2 sometime soon, but who knows. So that's my ranking of all 9 episodes of WandaVision. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.